Hey, so today guys, I'm building a planter box. Actually, I'm building 5 of them, but for an order, but I'm gonna try to do a quick video and show you the breakdown of how I build these kind of raised bed planters. Like a 3 foot by 3 foot, 18-inch tall, holds like half of a cubic yard of dirt. Just a good little thing. Garden season's coming up, so let me give you a breakdown of it. So here we go. That's what they look like when they're finished. Just kind of galvanized metal, pressure treated 2x4s, cut in half, and then like a decorative little trimming. I think for 30 bucks you can have a little raised bed 3x3 by 18-inch tall little planter. 30 bucks worth of material, and I mean, you can't beat that nowadays. So okay, so the material list is kind of a work in progress, but you need 2x4s, and you're going to cut them in half, and then you're going to need 3 fence pickets. So you need 2 for the top rails, and then you can almost have just enough, but you have to use half of one more to get the other trims. So, and then you need 4 pieces of metal, 18-inch tall by 3 foot wide, and then you need I think 25 screws a piece. Let's see, no, 50 screws per planter. So let's get started. Let's get some stuff cut. So you're going to set your main boards at 30. See, the ones are 34, so we're going to cut them 32 and a half. Main boards are 32 and a half. You need 4 of those. And the cuts you have left over, those are your uprights. If you want to cut those at 18s are finished, so we're going to take away 3, we're going to cut them at 15. And then we're going to do 30, and an 8, 15, 30, and 8. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. You only need 4 unless you want to make them a little beefier, and then I put the other 4 in the middle instead of just wasting them. Okay, then you want to bring everything over to the table saw. You want to cut it in half. So on a 2x4 is going to be 1 3/4 inches. Cover yourself in man glitter. What you're going to do is start with the big ones, and you're going to overlap every one of them. So every one of them is going to have this end up against this one. Take it, drill your pilot hole, not dead center. You want to go just a little bit off to one side so that you can fit the other one in like this when we do the next step. Okay. Kind of like that. Trust me, pretty late. It's kind of long, but it's not really split, so it's in there. Okay, 4 corners are on. So get sticker. And little step here that I like to do. Little step, this one's is where it comes together, this one, and then that one goes that way. On the second one, I like to flip it, so this one comes over, and it's kind of opposite that one, so now the corner's tied together no matter what, on all 4 of them. So you get all those on, then you set your piece on top, line up one corner, drill it. Okay. Now, if you're doing the normal one, you can stop there. I mean, it's really strong. But if you're wanting to beef it up a little bit, the extra ones that you cut, instead of wasting them, go ahead and put them right here in the middle of each one. And that'll give a little bit more bracing of the dirt. All right, there we go. The frame is all done. So next we're going to move on to getting the metal cut. We're going to cut the edges off, getting it to the outside of here, and then we'll move on to the top cover and then the corners. Okay, so what you're going to do, grab you a piece of metal, and our frame is 34 inches. Let's show you that. So in order for our metal to fit right, measure your frame. It should be about 34 inches, 34 and a quarter. And I've already figured this out from all the times I do it. Metal at 34 is right here in between those 2 edges. So we're going to cut this edge right here. We're going to cut this one right here. And that'll let us put our flat trim right here on all corners. So okay, there you go. So got all 4 of those cut. For the people that need warnings out there, careful, it's sharp. Wear gloves and safety glasses. Okay, so I'm going to take one piece of metal. We're going to slap it right here. As you see, we have cut it perfectly where we have a little bit of wood showing on each corner so that we can fit our trim piece right there. Get your screws. Make sure you have a little bit of wood showing on each side. Screw there. I like to pull it just a little tight when I do it. Stretch the metal a little bit. Now, you can stop there. You don't have to put one in this, but I find that if you put one on each side of the rib, it just makes it just that much stronger for the dirt. Anytime I've had it bubble out, it's been right there, in the middle of those, opposite the screw. So I always double the ribs now. Pretty heavy duty. We're getting up to about 40 pounds or so. The corners aren't on there yet. We're going to put them on when we put on the wood. So let's get started putting on the top trim, and that's the one that we miter. And then we're going to cut for the top trim piece. You got to have at least 36 inches if you built to my specifications. And I like to go 36 and a half just to make sure I have enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one. I'm going to cut my 18-inch off of it because that's going to be the side trim piece. Cut my 18 off. With the flat side, these are just fence pickets. So put your 18-inch off. Now that leaves us with two, about 4.5 foot pieces. But we only need 3 foot of it. So I'm going to rip this whole thing in half, and then we can cut our 45s. Now you already have 2 of your 18s cut, so what you'll want to do is we're going to rip these in half. Well, we're going to rip them 1.5 inches and 2 1/8. But we've got 4, so I need 4 more. So what you got to do is take your third fence picket and cut 2 more 18s off of it. So you'll do 18, 36 1/8. And you'll have about half a fence picket left. So here's our uprights. We're going to cut them in half. And here's our top board. We're going to cut it in half. So, okay, technically these are going to be 1.5 inches. And then the other side is going to be the thickness of the board bigger, which in this case is going to be 2 1/8. So we'll take it, make your 1.5 inches, mark that, measure this piece, 2 1/8. So we're going to do 4 at 1.5 inches, we're going to do 4 at 2 1/8. So when they go together, what's going to happen is from both sides, it's going to look like it's the same. So it won't look like one side smaller than the other like that. You want them to kind of be the same size profile in the corner. Okay, let's rip the longer ones down and then we'll get them cut on the 45. Okay, so get those ripped at the table saw. And what you're going to do is mark you one on a 45, cut it. Okay, then I like to line them up with all of them and clamp them down. I have a miter saw over there, but I just haven't got it hooked up today. Okay, then recut all 4 of those. Okay. Then don't move it, but take it and measure it. We're going to want them to be 36 and let's go 3/8. Let's give it just a little bit of play. 36 and 3/8, long to long. You can actually come back and make sure, measure twice, 30 and 3/4 short to short, and that is perfect. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so there's all 4 of them. That's just perfect right there. So, just tack down. Get you another one folded up on the other side. Just looks perfect. Sometimes I like to tack the corners together, but you got to be careful because it'll come out the top. If you have a janky gun like me, you got to watch it, make sure it's still shooting. Because sometimes it stops. Okay, now next, guys, we're going to move on to the corners. I like to do the top first, that way I can butt the corner up to it, and I just don't have to worry about it being perfectly flat at the top. It can kind of do its own thing when it gets in. So, take your small one, put the big one on top of the small one as a corner. Tack it in. Hold it up there. And then shoot it through the metal. And there you have it, guys. Literally. Quick, cheap. I mean, can't really beat that. You can factor it out. So we got material. We You got 3 pickets. They're $2 a piece. That's $6. You got 4 pieces of metal, probably $2 a foot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $6. So $12. Probably $12. We'll say $15 worth of metal with the screws. Just overestimate 6, 15, and then you need, what do we use? Just 2 2x4s? 2 2x4s treated, $5 a piece, so $10. $10 in 2x4 by 8 treated. So you're looking at 16 and 15, $31. You got $31 in material in about 30 minutes of time for a huge, heavy-duty planter that's not going to rot out in a year, and you can say you built it yourself. Now that's pretty sweet. I mean, you can't really do better than that. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if I should have done anything different. Share this video with all your gardening people or anybody that you think is a jack of all trades and see if they can make you one. Maybe you can buy one off of them. Hey, you guys have a good day.